Alright, so I am back with another build video for Maokai in the top lane. This is my, well, sort of standard builds for Maokai. So, I want to mention that I noticed that my last video, my mouse cursor wasn't being recorded. So, there were some things that weren't very specified because I was using the mouse cursor to point out the items that I was recommending, but you guys didn't see it because the mouse cursor was being recorded. So anyways, I'll try to be more specific this time around. So anyways, start off, I like to go Doran's Ring with health potions and warding totem, of course. So my essentials I get is the catalyst. Oh yeah, before I continue on, I need to mention that sometimes I know about the double Doran's build. I'm not too sure about it. I'm not too sure when you get the double Doran's, but I know the double Doran's somewhere in there. I think it's like you get the double Doran's when you get bullied out lane early on, but you have enough for another Doran's blade. I mean ring, not blade. That blade is for AD stuff. But continuing on, like it's like kind of like the double Doran's for Fizz or some AP mid laners that gets a flask instead. So like I think it's like your first back you get like the double Doran's route, you get another Doran's, a smaller defensive item like a cloth armor for instance. I'm not sure, someone else needs to explain the double Doran's to me, but what I normally do is start off my Doran's blade and then get a catalyst for sustained. Like catalyst also gives sustain. Like double Doran's also gives mana sustain. Mostly mana sustain. Your health is okay. HP is gonna be okay, but continuing on, catalyst for early game sustain. But sometimes if I'm rich on gold, I'd also get another Doran's sustain to continue on with the double Doran's I was just talking about. So yeah, and then next, depending on the game, I get the Glacial Shroud for the. Actually, no, I get Warden's Mail actually against heavy AD. When I'm against an AD mid top laner, but if they're AP, I get the Spectre's Cow. So on, but I put the Glacial Shroud there to indicate that it's gonna be a Frozen Heart. Most of the times, well, all the time, it's gonna be a Frozen Heart. I would just put that there to remind me. Then boots, and then of course as a top laner, I get Greater Stealth Totem because, like I said before, you're gonna be farming a lot as a top laner, and if you're gonna split push or sit on an island, farm on an island by yourself, you're gonna need the vision to avoid getting ganked. Oh yeah. Anyways, continuing on, the boots, ignore the sorcerer boots, I don't know why that's there. Ninja tabbies for armor, and then Merc Treads for magic resistance and tenacity. Pretty straightforward. So anyways, now, here's the two different routes I go with. So, I always get Catalyst first, that's one of my main items I get. And then now, this is where it depends what I get next. So, let's go with the offense route. So if I get the offense route, when I go with the offense route, I would rush the Rod of Ages because that gives damage, health, and mana, and then helps me scale later into the late game. But that's usually my solo queue route. But the thing is, you rarely ever see me go solo queue or solo duo when I'm doing with Andy in ranked games. This is what I'm gonna go with. I'd go with my offensive route, and like I said before, depending on the situation, depending on one of the two items I get over here. By the way, I still probably get this against when I'm laning against an AP just after my Spectre's Cow. So anyways, I finished the finished the Spirit Visage for the Frozen Heart. So AP Spirit Visage against heavy AD Frozen Heart. And the boots is still there, but because the boots still depends on. I put these there just to remind me to buy boots, and then these two are my two boots. options. So anyways, again, when I'm alright, so my Righteous Glory route. So here's how it works, what I personally do when I would build a Righteous Glory on Maokai. So I get the Catalyst, you guys know that. So, but when I usually build Righteous Glory, is if I'm playing with a team that lacks Engage, or we just want a stronger chase or stronger chasing potential, then that's usually when I'm playing with a pre-made party or pre-made something like that. So that's the only time I get Righteous Glory. But then when to get it is another thing. So usually when I'm against an AD and I'm building towards the Righteous Glory, I usually rush a Frozen Heart first actually. Like I get the Catalyst for the sustain with the Catalyst, and then rush Frozen Heart after that. But that's if I'm against heavy AD mid top laners. But if I'm going against AP top laners, of course, yeah, I'm gonna finish the Righteous Glory and then finish with my Spear Visage later on. But yeah. So moving on to other things to consider depending on the game. So you get pretty straightforward. Randuin's Omen for slows. I guess even more chase. Team fight potential. Works good with the Righteous Glory actually. You speed up in there, and once you get in there, Righteous Glory will pop, slowing them down, and then after that you use the Randuins to slow them down even more. But I normally don't get Randuins on Maokai. So, and then Warmogs for another burst of health, and health regeneration. It works pretty well with Maokai actually, with a lot of things. I don't know how to explain it. And then Banshee's Veil. Well, usually, if I don't finish my Spectre's Cow during the laning phase, and then I get the Banshee's Veil. But that's also they also need to have a lot of CC of some sort, like Dash Hook, Nautilus ult, maybe even. I can't think of anything else honestly, but the Banshee's Veil, pretty much against something with a lot of CC, you get pretty much essentially. So that's what I get. But if I'm against an AP during the laning phase, then I'll rush Spear Visage after my Righteous Glory or Rod of Ages. But sometimes if I'm against an AP top lane, my opponent is an AP top laner, and the rest of the team also has a lot of CC, I sometimes skip the Frozen Heart and also get a Banshee's Veil as an extra magic resist item, and protect myself essentially. And then Thornmail is against heavy AD team compositions, pretty straightforward. And then this item. So if their team is heavily AP based, probably get a Frozen Heart actually. I'm not sure yet. Probably not. No, I don't. So after the Spear Visage for the laning phase, I get the Locket for team fighting. But that's if my team doesn't build it. And I'm the go-to for it. So Locket is a good choice. I personally don't build it a lot on Maokai because I want to get other items to be even tankier. But it can still work on Maokai. So, but I usually rely on the jungler to build a Locket. Honestly, like if you're like me, if you're a jungler that's like me, I Locket for later on in the team. So next, consumables, pretty straightforward. Elixir of Iron makes you super tanky. That's all I have to say. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and then there's 2 boot enchantments you can get. You can either get the Home Guard, which you should know that gives you burst of movement speed, or Distortion. So, I used to get Distortions a lot. Oh yeah, and what the Distortion does is it gives cooldowns on your. It gives cooldowns, a short cooldown on your Ghost, your Flash, and your Teleport. So I used to get this a lot since I used to just split push with Maokai. Maokai is not a good split pusher whatsoever. Just heads up, I wouldn't recommend doing that as him. But home guards is much better for team fighting, especially if the team gets deep wards behind the enemy, and then you can just like teleport to it and like come in with a flank, really unexpected flank. Especially if you have the Righteous Glory with you, then yeah, you can just probably get into the back lines immediately, and then like just mess things up pretty much. So that's how I build Maokai. I build him a full tank because I like I pretty much build him full tank. Like you can build him full AP, but that's more of a troll build, like super troll, and even then it's not that good in my opinion. So the saplings take too long. In my opinion, the sapling takes too long to land onto the ground, and then second, there's not a guarantee you're gonna hit them with the sapling itself. And then next, I think the sapling takes too long to chase the enemy down. So, and then yeah, everything else is pretty straightforward. Like it doesn't have a lot of AP in his abilities in general. So anyway, so my final build would be, well, Solo Geo was probably God of Ages, Frozen Heart, Spirit Visage, or Banshee's Veil. But like I said, depending on the situation. That's 3 Merc Treads, and my last 2 items would be Warmogs. And then, wow, I actually don't know what my last item would be. I'm just gonna go Randuin's. Yeah, for even more HP and armor. So yeah, that's it. That's my Maokai build, or how I would build Maokai. So I hope you guys enjoyed